Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rachel Klein, and I will be your presenter today. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Before you make any massive change to your database, so deleting a bunch of historical data, I would consider a mass change. Before you do anything like that, we're going to recommend going in and backing up your data. It takes just a few clicks and it can really be a helpful or a good peace of mind to have a good backup somewhere. Once the backup's done, I also don't recommend keeping it at the machine. Get a flash drive, back that data up to your flash drive, throw it in your purse, take it home, take it somewhere off-site of the church, and then that way you have an extra copy of your database somewhere, okay? Making a backup is very simple. You go into administration, you click on backup. Whoops, I have donations open. Let me close that. Administration, backup, all data. If you have pictures associated with records in membership, you can check to back up pictures as well. Hit your browse button. You can browse to your desktop, or if you have that flash drive, you can save it to that flash drive. Hit begin backup. It'll literally take just a few moments, back up your data, and then you will have a compressed zip file that you can then move to flash drive, save directly to a flash drive. But make sure you make a backup before any major changes that you make in your database. All right, let's go into donations. From the donations module, we're going to go right up here to special functions, and then we have this little delete historical button. This screen really does a good job of explaining what's going to happen and how it's going to work and what the effect of this process is going to be. So up at the top, it says there are pledges that start in or before 2019, which is the most recent year that can be deleted. So it's not going to let you go back any sooner than 5 years. So for historical purposes, it's only going to let you go back 5 years or more. So the only dates that you are going to be able to delete are going to be listed over here on the left side. So you're not going to see 2019 or 2020. You're not going to see 21, 22, 23, or 24 because that's within that 5-year threshold that it's safeguarding you from deleting anything too recent. Okay? At least the 5 most recent years of data will always be kept. This routine looks at calendar years, okay? So it's always going to delete January through December. If you are on a non-calendar year, make sure you choose over here on the left accordingly, but it's always going to be January through December, okay? This ensures donation statements can be reproduced for the giver for tax purposes, okay? Back up at the top here, it's telling us we can start before 2019, the most recent year that can be deleted, but end in later year that cannot be deleted. They will remain, but their donations will be deleted. So what this top message is talking about or referring to is any pledges or pledge campaigns that go over multiple years. So sometimes people will do a pledge campaign pledge that goes over 3 years. If you do something like that, the pledge will remain. So say the pledge goes through 2020, for example. The pledge will remain, but any donations that incurred during 2019 or later, if that's the threshold you choose, those donations themselves will be removed. Okay? Down here at the bottom, we highly recommend making a backup before using this. This will permanently delete, see all caps. This will permanently delete all donations, pledges, and giver numbers that have end dates within the selected years. A recent backup is the only way to restore remove data with this function. Okay, so this will remove, let's talk about it one more time. This will remove any donation transactions, any pledges, unless they are multi-year and go into a year that you're not deleting, and any giver numbers that end within the dates of the selected years. So any of that history is going to be deleted. Okay, it's not a reversal, it's gone. And like it says down at the bottom, the only way to get it back is going to be to restore a backup, which you will have definitely made before you do this, okay? All right, now over here on the left, you simply just choose what years you're wanting to get rid of, but they have to be consecutive. So for example, if I do 2019, it's going to do all of 2019. I can't come back here and just randomly uncheck stuff, okay? It has to be consecutive. Now with that being said, if I uncheck all of these, and then I come over here and I decide I just want to do 2016 and back. It's going to do that, okay? So if you want to leave 7 years, you want to leave 8 years, you want to leave 10 and go 10 and back, you can do that, but you have to make sure you're choosing years consecutively. So if you're choosing 16 as your threshold or your cutoff, everything before 16 will be deleted as well, okay? So let's go ahead and just check it all. I'm going to get rid of everything that I can. And then I'm going to hit down at the bottom, delete selected years. This will permanently delete all donation pledges and giver numbers with end dates within the selected years. We highly recommend making a backup. Are you sure? So this is kind of your double check. Are you 100% sure this is what you want to do? Make sure you have that backup, and then you say yes. And what this is going to do is this is going to go back all of those years, and it's going to get rid of those transactions. Okay. Now, the reason why this can be hugely, hugely helpful is that if you are a pretty big church or you've had a lot of people come and go over the years, by deleting these transactions, it's going to let you then go in and delete the givers attached to those transactions. So this really is a great tool for cleaning up your database. I do all of our membership and donations project helper here at Church Windows, and I use this feature a lot. We have customers who amazingly have been with us for 30 years, which is awesome. So they have a lot of old people, they have a lot of old data that they just don't need anymore. And even though you make those people inactive, they can still clutter up your database. It can still make things a little clunky when you're looking for people and you have someone who's been dead for 20 years. So by going in and getting rid of this old data, these old transactions, these people no longer have transactions on their records. So you can go in and delete those givers. And that's a really nice way to clean up your database if that's something that you want to do. Obviously, there's a lot of data in here, so we just have to be patient with it while it works. Deletion complete. We're going to say OK. And now we have removed that data. Okay, now that those donation transactions, those giver numbers, this pledging information is out of donations, if you were to run a report looking at those years and back, there's not going to be anything there. So this is where you could then come in to manage givers, and you could get rid of any of those older donation givers that you don't want anymore, or go over to membership and look at those people in membership and in the people module and look at those individuals who just haven't been around for a while, and you're able to go in and delete them, permanently remove their record. Again, if that's something you want to do. It's optional. You don't have to. If you want to just remove your people but keep their history, make them inactive, and then you don't have to worry about the delete historical. I think this feature came out, I want to say like 5 years ago, which is wonderful because we've had customers that have been with us for so long and they just have some old data that they wanted to get rid of. And this is a great way to do that.